it is our understanding that after the first $8 million in revenue for the franchise tax, the rest is earmarked in a special revenue fund that goes towards K-12 education. And so to be a little bit more conservative, we modeled this proposal in combination with a decrease in government spending that's commensurate with that decline in K-12 revenue, where we think perhaps that in the short term that education revenue might be made up for from somewhere else in the budget.
I'm going to stop you for a question. Representative Dodson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Looking at your numbers on this one, eliminating the franchise tax or repealing it altogether, you're showing that the population would decrease by 89 people on average. So employment would drop by 149 people. I mean, people are going to, because they don't have to pay this tax, they're going to say, we're leaving Arkansas.
So thank you, Mr. Chair. So that's not going to be a result of the tax decrease. That the population outflow here is going to be driven by the fact that we've modeled this $21 million decrease in state expenditures. So we've modeled a tax decrease that on its own would bring in population, would bring in economic activity. What we're saying is if there is, and perhaps this is a more conservative scenario than is reasonable, we want it to be on the conservative side. If that $21 million in specially earmarked K-12 funding was made up for with spending from somewhere else in the budget, that might have this impact of shrinking government expenditures and maybe having some government sector employment losses. If you look at the franchise tax without any expenditure cut, you would see increases in population and in the size of the economy.
So this doesn't really dynamically take into the fact that the economy would grow in the private sector because there's more revenue available for private sector investment growth. They're not paying this franchise tax. So it's all a reduction in government ability to spend. So both are taken into account in this scenario. So there are these two competing forces on the size of the economy. On one hand, there's the franchise tax is gone, which means businesses are facing lower taxes, and that's going to increase the size of the economy, and certainly the private sector. In this case, since we've modeled this expenditure decrease to be on the very conservative side, that's going to tend to shrink the size of the government sector. And in this case, it looks like the shrinking of the government sector is kind of outweighing the increases in the private sector in terms of the size of the overall state economy. So there are both of those factors in play. And if you think that that expenditure cut is not going to happen, then this is going to be a net positive for the state. So the government jobs basically, what you're saying, is going to leave the state because there's not as much government revenue being spent on government employees. And so those government employees will have to look for jobs in other states in order to remain in the government sector, I guess.
Roughly speaking. Now, again, this may be, especially if this is a one-year situation where there's funding for this elsewhere going forward, and this isn't a permanent thing, that this is probably going to be more conservative than you'd like to see. We can certainly run an analysis that removes this expenditure cut altogether, and there you would see similar kinds of results where you see increases in the size of the economy because businesses are facing lower taxes, are more competitive, and are able to expand jobs and income.
Probably a little bit more accurate analysis would be something like that.
Of course, that's something that we can do.
Yeah.
Senator Elliott, you're right now for a question.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is probably a question that's not exactly